unbelievable condition for a 52-year-old pool. It's amazing, a concrete pool, that it's doing as well. We were able to do that by Union Township had some rec money that they couldn't use, that they had to use within a certain amount of time, so they gave us that to buy a new filter system. So it was used for a park. But the ball field is state-of-the-art ball field. Now it's tax dollars, fee money from the different contractors that have had to pay rec fees and stuff. We put lights on our ball field, and they're the newest technology of lights. They don't show, the people across the street don't even see them. You know, I was at the field, I had my back to the field when they were turned on, I didn't even know they were on. That's how nice, you know, how it just shines on the field, which is nice. Our Little League team played a pretty famous team. They lost, but Redland was played in the tournament. The one kid for Redland hit a home run over center field and hit the Shoey House, and everybody knows the Shoey House. But if you haven't had a chance to get up there, take a look. The pool, the handicap lift, we actually have one person that uses it on a regular basis. That was partly courtesy of the Rotary Club that put that in, you know, with the matching funds from a grant. Chicken. You know, we all know there's a lot of chicken things going on. We have the new building working over here, and I don't know if anybody from Bell and Evans has talked to you, but they're planning a hatchery and an additional processing plant across the street on 22. Also, the old Penfield plant has been bought by what was known as College Hill. It's actually now called Haynes Celestial. Haynes Pure Protein, there's a lot of different names for them, but they bought it, and they're going to do a similar type of place as the Bell and Evans place here is the Heat and Eat plant. It's going to have process their chicken down ready to, like chicken patties and things like that. So they're in the process right now of refitting that building for that process. We have a warehouse that's going in. It's not leased yet. You see a lot of construction on Fredericksburg Road just south of 22. They were hoping U.S. Real Estate, which is USAA, if anybody has their military pension or anything with them, they own it, and they were hoping to have a tenant or someone to actually buy it, but they haven't gotten that, so they're building a spec building. It's a little smaller than originally planned. It's going to be 800,000 square feet instead of 1 million square feet or something like that, but with room to grow. And they're doing a lot of pouring of, like, the footers and everything are happening right now. Anybody that uses Chestnut Hill, Fredericksburg Rotary, there will be a detour about 10 weeks. When they widen the road, and the township is actually required where all the trucks are turning, that they put concrete in instead of pushing the blacktop all the time. But there will be a detour, Fredericksburg Road, just south of Mill, north of Mill and south of 22 will be closed for about 10 weeks. There will be a traffic signal at the Legionnaire Drive, which is just this way and it's here, and there will be a traffic signal at Fredericksburg Road. The warehouse is bringing some more traffic, but they are bringing traffic signals. The best part is we finally got smart, and actually the state paid for this one. Scott Seckler got a grant to pay for this traffic light. But in the past, like the traffic light at 343 and 22, the township pays the electric bill and all the maintenance on it. We said, well, we don't need these traffic signals. We haven't asked for these to be put up. The new industry does. Well, now the new industry is paying the electric bill and the maintenance of all the traffic lights. So it's saving the township money in that way. And they're like, no, you can't do that. It's like, yeah, we can. So that is a savings. They're putting them up and they're paying for it. We did a lot of road maintenance this year. I don't know if anybody drives on Shirksville Road and Chestnut Hill and some of the other. We did tar and chipping, we did repaving. Hopefully, you know, things are getting better. It takes a long process and it's not inexpensive. We have so much liquid fuels that we need to use, or we are allowed to use, and we set some money out of the rest of the budget to do that. One other exciting thing that I think is exciting, and I'm glad it's finally happening before I scoot out so I can have some input, we're building a new salt shed. Wow. Does that sound exciting? We opened bids last Thursday and put a contract out. It will be a lot bigger than we have now. We'll be able to store more salt so that when there's a shortage and everybody's hearing, we can't get it, even though we've bought salt ahead of time, they still don't get it to you. We have enough room to store what we're buying. Recycling one is not required in our township because of our size.
It would be so nice.
And there are other options. Union is willing to take, what we have. There's stuff. So at this point, there's no plan for that. So someday, we'll hope to have finalized plans this month. The township building that's there, one, is not handicapped accessible. Two, it's not up to code. We make everybody else put their buildings up to code, but ours isn't. And there's not enough space. So we don't have the storage in the building. There's no attic, there's no basement. So the new building will have significant amount of fireproof storage, and then a bigger building for meetings. What we have in most cases is fine, but when you have anything controversial, there's not enough room. In doing that is that people can use it. People like meetings at night or things like that. If somebody wants to use that building for meeting space or things like that, it will be available for that. It's better access in and out, but the handicapped accessible and up to code, facing the beer distributor, if that helps. And my hope is that the building that's there will be taken down, just the township building, not the big shop, and that trees are planted and maybe some park benches and things like that would be there. So it would be a really neat looking place to drive into town, just like a nice green space. Well, we have no police department, and at this point, unless we increase taxes, as the old saying goes, out the wazoo, or super grants, there's no way you can afford that. The fire departments, we have 3 fire departments. We support them, we pay their workman's comp, we pay all their insurances, and we try to keep it somewhat equal between the 3 fire companies. I would like to see, and the one thing if I had been reelected, would have been that start talking about consolidating the 3.
What are the 3 fire companies?
Mount Zion, Fredericksburg, and Camp Strauss.
Oh, Camp Strauss.
So, we're funding and supporting 3 fire companies in this township. Fuel, they come to us for fuel and everything. The police department had just closed when I took over 12 years ago. When we looked at it, it's like all of a sudden we've got money. It's like, holy smokes. So we could do more roads, we could do more things in the township, because the police department was taking like 70% of the tax dollars. Taxes haven't been raised in several years. I wouldn't be surprised to see a small tax increase. Nothing significant is planned. Water and sewer is, fortunately, is an authority of the township, so we really have no control other than appointing people to the board. And we do have an opening if anybody's interested in being on that board. The new sewer plant is up and running. I would not be surprised, even though they say not, is to see water coming soon to the areas that don't have water, like the area that just got sewer. The area which is Hamlin that is on the warning track, there is capacity for that. The chicken companies are paying a significant amount towards the construction of and their monthly bills to keep the new sewer plant up and running. There's multiple things. Environmental, right now we have a just gravel bottom, so it does suck in to the ground. Having an 8-inch concrete epoxy concrete base on this one. The one we've been patching for the last several years. The roof would leak or the sides were corroding and stuff. So that's one of the things. But capacity is a big thing. You have to contract every year. You have to decide how much salt you need for this year in March of earlier this year. So how much snow are we going to have? Who knows? So you kind of go by what we use this year and kind of figure it out. But then if your shed only holds so much, then they bring 3 triaxles out and deliver it, when we've actually ordered 25 triaxles.